when it comes to if you find there's a conflict between what the Bible says and what the Catholic says,
there never can be. There never has been and never will be. There's an apparent contradiction in the minds of Protestants, but you've got to remember, for the first 1,500 years, nobody anywhere, nobody called themselves a Christian ever, except for some wingnuts every now and again, because you always get them. But nobody was saying, this fundamental Catholic teaching contradicts anything in the Bible. Then 500 years later, so then 1,500 years later, the idea of the Protestant religion pops up, and they say, oh, the Catholics contradict this, the Catholics contradict that. How come all this wasn't being said 1,500 years ago?
Well, because what's happening to the people. So
they just became smart in the Reformation.
No, but did the Catholics allow people to live happily and have their other beliefs?
First thing is, for the first 300 years, the Catholic Church wasn't in control of the Roman Empire. Not to any extent. It was never in control of it anyway, but it had it as an enemy. So firstly, the other type of Christians, the true Christians, could have written all kinds of stuff. You know, the Gnostics, tons of stuff. I've got tons of stuff at home by these loonies, Gnostics and others like that, Valentinians, all these characters. And in fact, our own Catholic writers refer to them and what they taught. I've got a big book called the Nag Hammadi Library, which has all this junk in it. But where's the Protestant stuff, the true Christian stuff? It didn't exist. Nobody was teaching what Protestants today say. So that's the first thing for the early centuries. Then, when the empire becomes sort of Catholic, well, you still have people who disagree with the Catholic Church. You have the Arians. The Arian heretics became very popular with the emperors for a time. So their writings have come down to us. And you go on to the Middle Ages, before the Protestant Reformation. There are other characters, not so many. But you see, there's plenty of time for Protestantism to have made its position felt long, long before Luther. I mean, if we find a Protestant, sure, we'd want him arrested. You know, Luther would have gone to the guillotine, not the guillotine, would have gone to the flames if we'd have got hold of him. That's a fact. That doesn't mean it's right. I'm saying that's the way it would have been. But there are plenty of men who could still, down the centuries, escape. Luther escaped the church. So why didn't the men in the similar circumstances before Luther do the same and get their writings out? There was plenty. The point is, Protestantism was simply unknown. It was not even in the mind of any Christians, not even in the heretics like the Arians or the Gnostics. It's a pure 16th century West European invention of Catholics who are discontented with aspects of Catholicism. That's all it is. It's pure made-up stuff.
But you realise that the way, you know, what you're saying that about the history of the church is only what comes from the Catholics.
No, it's people. Loads of non-Catholics write the history of the last 2,000 years, and they write Protestants as well. They write secular history. So they write history of the church, and they're secular historians. This is not. We don't hold this. It's not like we've determined it. We've burnt everything else, so people can't get at the documents. No, there's tons of stuff. I'm telling you, absolutely tons of stuff which goes against Catholicism.